have shrunk, especially after the pandemic, right? And staying in the same place, not being able to go anywhere. And also how, especially with age, we kind of have a tendency to have smaller lives. When we feel the safety, right, the day-to-day stuff takes over, and then it almost like the days blur into each other. And we talked about the sense of kind of being like the withered plant, and there's no nourishment and there's no joy, and the feeling like, well, this is it, and I should be doing this, and I'm doing this. I've got this to-do list, the functioning, looking after the kids, looking after the family, going to work. But we disconnect from that inner joy, and we really shrink inside ourselves. And I can really, sense into that feeling. And I just went to Australia to see my brother, and it was such an amazing feeling inside of me, being in a plane after 3 years of not being able to fly. It's like, wow, I can fly, and there's a world out there. And so I wonder if you feel like maybe that your life has shrunk a bit, that you got stuck in a rut, that you follow the chutes, that this is what I need to do, and you started to disconnect from the joy of actually being alive, from the pleasure. And we've recorded the episode, and it'll come out next week. For now, if I can give you the steps, right? So the first step is actually to realize that I am stuck in the rut, and there's no much joy in life. And then start to take simple, small steps of trying to open up your horizons, trying to do something new. And we kind of call it radical discontinuity, where you try to just do something different, sleep on the other side of the bed, right? Doing kind of a little course, going for a walk in a different place, visiting someone you haven't visited for a while, but doing something different that can take you out of the rut. Yeah. And then the next step is always as important, right? Is to actually imagine and vision, what is it that the life that you want? Who is this woman that you're becoming? Who is this man you're becoming? And it's so important to connect to that picture, to that vision, rather than continuing kind of, doing the things that we should be doing. What is it that actually you want to do? Because, there's no time to lose, I find. Life is quite short, and I'm kind of finding it now. I used to think that there's so much more in front of me and life is going to start. And I was like, wow, this is my life. It actually has started. That's where I am. And what am I doing with my life? And so tonight I'm doing a live workshop for women where we look at how to connect back to our desire for life, desire for love, desire for sex. But I find it's the same desire. It's that life force energy that drives us forward, that brings that pleasure and enjoyment of life. So if you're stuck in the rut, if you feel like, well, life is just mechanical and kind of soulless and pointless, I really invite you to come tonight to the workshop. And it'll be experiential workshop, and it'll be all live, and there won't be any recordings. So it's actually for you to connect to that sense of aliveness inside, a sense of desire. And yeah, I'd love to see you there tonight. Please comment on this video, what resonates with you if you've been stuck in a rut, and maybe, put some tips on how do you get out of the rut? How do you get out of the chute and of that like joyless, kind of joyless existence? And maybe if you can share the tips, share how you are with that. And I'll see you soon. And this is Tarisha, and I hope to see you tonight.